Everybody, hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Down to the Dinner Party with the V-Lo Show. I am here with, how do I say the name right?
My name is Valiece.
Valiece and Angelo, who are the hosts of the V-Lo Show. This is a couple located here in Atlanta, both in real estate. I know you just, congratulations to Angelo. He just got his, what was it?
Broker.
What? Tell us about, explain that. You're going. We're still going. So, and you just, cause I was trying to get the mic to make sure that we hear.
Oh.
Now, tell us, what does it mean? You got your broker. What does that mean?
After I think it is 3 years of being licensed as an agent, you can go and apply to be a broker, which means you could just have agents under you.
And so, right. So you're going to expand are you going to expand the business?
Yes, eventually.
And you're a real estate agent too, right?
I'm actually a loan officer.
You're the loan officer. You're the agent. You guys work together to seal the deal.
Yeah.
Okay. And how is it working together? Like, what's that like?
Seamless. It really is. We're best friends.
You guys are best friends.
Yeah.
How long have we been best friends?
We've been friends for 5 years. Since 2020.
Okay, yeah, since 2020. You guys have been dating since 2021.
Yes.
Right? Because I watched almost every episode of this show. Love the YouTube channel. It's the V-Lo Show is a YouTube channel. So if you're watching, you want to see who these young men are, what they do, that's where you want to go. I also want to make sure that you guys are engaging with us in the chat. Drop comments, ask your questions, join the conversation. So you guys have been friends for 5 years since 2020, really 20. So it's been, it's approaching, what is that? Yeah, 5 full years. And together since 2021. How did you meet?
We met while working at Sprint.
Working at Sprint?
Yes. I was a flight attendant prior.
For who?
Spirit
Airlines. From Spirit to Sprint.
Yes.
Okay.
And I wanted to transition because at the time Spirit didn't have a base in Atlanta. So I wanted to transition from the airline and commuting all the time to work to being in Atlanta so that I can focus on real estate. So Sprint was like my kind of segue into going full time in real estate. And I met Al there. Yes.
And so so you were already doing real estate.
Yes.
And that was your way of being more local, less travel focused. Mm-hmm. And were you already a broker? Or did he motivate you to become a broker to support the family business?
Oh, when we met, I had just moved from Michigan. So I'm from Detroit, Michigan, Metro Detroit. I grew up in the suburbs, Farmington, technically. But I moved here to Atlanta to pursue the gay American dream, gay Black American dream. And after I moved here, the first job that gave me an opportunity was Sprint, and he was already working there. So it took a while for us to actually meet and start hanging out because, there's different shifts and stuff like that. But I was doing mortgages. I was working for Quicken Loans before I moved here. And then once I moved here, he kind of re-inspired me. I was working as an administrative assistant. And then he
so you were help.
Yeah.
To help him with all the business and the work. And
I was his help. So I was doing that.
Was he good help?
Yeah.
There's a lot of Virgo in this man's chart. So I'm sure he was excellent, organized, handled business well. Yeah. Shout out to the Virgos on the line. And if you are watching on X, the platform owned by Elon Musk, or you're watching on the TikTok, the other platform owned by Elon Musk, I want you to come over to the YouTube. It's the Zactivist on YouTube. The purpose of the dinner party is to really expose you to that channel because that's where this will live and that's where this will reside. And you will see all the great work that we do, and that's on the channel. So please, and you can also comment and join into the conversation. So yeah, you were able to do all that.
Yes, and then one day he got a brilliant idea to get his mortgage license. Right. So he was like, and you're coming with me. You're going to get your license too. And it's funny because this was a test I had already taken before, but missed by like a percentage point. So I was kind of already discouraged. And he passed on the first try. But I did not. I studied and stuff like that, still missed it by 1 point. So I had to wait like 6 months, take my test again. And then once I took it, I passed it with flying colors. And then I was able to get my mortgage license.
That's hard on Libra with some Virgo. Like they, you know what I'm saying? Not succeeding at anything is so hard.
Yes. So that kind of made me be like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to pursue this anymore. But he motivated me to, you know, pursue something again. But it just happened to be aligned with things that he was already doing.
Who wanted who first?
I wanted him.
At what point did you know that you wanted this man?
I remember when I first saw him as a new face at Sprint, and he was walking to the back and he did one of these numbers. He like looked back and he looked me up and down and he kept moving. And at the time he had like locks. We
I had like 2-strand twists.
He had
two-strand twists.
Like, I was like, he look cute.
Flowing.
He had a little waist. He's cute. And I was like, okay, I want that. And when I got to know him, then I was like, I really want that.
Wow.
Oh, when you got to know him. So it was the immediate attraction, but it became a deeper commitment to pursue him once you got to know him. Right. What is it that you got to know that made you say, I want this man?
I got to know his soul. Like, I feel like was
it one conversation? Was it a date? Was it several conversations? Was it a click, a turning point?
It was being around him and like learning his world. Like his world consisted of the 100 brand, which is a brand that he has developed of products. And like his lifestyle is like when he invited me over to his home, he's very clean. He's just a different type of man. You know, it's like not the same man that you would experience in Atlanta. And he's not from Atlanta, so
he's from Detroit,
right? So it's just I knew that I had to move quick because Atlanta would have swallowed him up.
Atlanta would have swallowed him up, swallowed up. You know, he would have came to Atlanta nice and wholesome, and then been at the Diddy parties and baby oil swallowed up by TD Jakes. That's how it happens for some people, but not all, but for some. So we know this man is from the A to the D, from the D to the A. That's what Meg said. Now, where are you from?
I'm a military brat.
So you moved around a lot.
Right. When people ask me that, I'm like, I'm not from nowhere. But I was born on a military
base. One way of saying is I'm from everywhere.
I'm from everywhere.
Okay.
I was born on a military base in Kansas.
How did you end up in Atlanta?
My mom and my dad. Stepdad moved us to Locust Grove.
Oh, okay. I know Locust Grove.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No shade to Locust Grove. Let me be clear and fair. I worked in Henry County for 10 years of my life, and they were the best 10 years I've ever had. So shout out to all the former students, the lights of this world that brighten my day every single day. So I know, it's Locust Grove though. It's Locust Grove. And so your parents still live there?
Yes.
And your parents still live in Detroit?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. And let me give credit to Detroit, the Detroit niggas. I have a good friend that I've met in this single, I've had 100 dates. I had 100 dates since being single. I've had 100 dates. And one of the best people that I've met is from Detroit. So shout out to that friend of mine, the fashion bully, who's become a good friend. And, reminds me to give him a call and check on him to make sure he's well and that he is doing okay. Mm-hmm. So what made you respond to his advances? Like, what is it about Angelo that made you say, you know what? I'm going to give this man a chance.
Like he was saying, I had a brand, the 100 brand, that was an all natural essential oil based company. And I came here also to pursue music because I'm also an artist. I sing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the first time we hung out, he just had all these different ideas as to how I could take my businesses and my brands to the next level.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, he was just very smart and industrious, and I just noticed that.
Bitch, I love a builder.
Yeah.
Some people don't. I love a builder. I appreciate a builder.
EIN.
You know what? Y'all out here, you single as fuck. Get you a builder. You want to play games, get somebody who's going to build you up and who's going to contribute to the growth of your brand and who you are. So he saw that and he was like, I can see a way forward. And when you heard that, how did that make you feel?
I was like, he's intelligent. He's smart. He is useful to me. And it was also just really easy. It was
Mhm.
easy to talk on the phone. We would talk on the phone often, FaceTime often. It was easy to get together, to hang out. He knew a lot of people. He had a lust for life. He liked doing things and going out. And I think it made sense for me, a person who was just coming here, to
New to Atlanta.
yeah, to attach myself to somebody who, you know, could show me the way. But who also seemed to genuinely like me and be a good person.
So are you guys the same age?
No.
What are the age rank? Do y'all give your ages?
Yeah.
You don't have to. I'm saying you ain't gonna motherfucking know mine. Look on the internet if you want to. Google me. You're not gonna find the right age.
I'll say I'm 4 years.
The third floor.
I'm 4
Okay.
years his senior.
You're 4 years older.
Mm-hmm.
And so this younger man
Yeah.
gave you perspective and vision, and you like, yes, I'm going to connect myself to this man, and we're going to build a life together.
Yes, he's wise beyond his years, and I'm like youthful for my age.
Well, yeah, you
So,
agree?
Yeah.
It's kind of like we met in the middle there.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's a good thing. So do you identify as a builder? Have you always been someone who contributed to, like, you know, relationships and people in your life in terms of helping them be better?
Yeah.
It's a talent. It's a calling. For me, I think it's a calling too. Like, it's very natural. It's very easy for me to be able to tell you these are things that you could do to enhance. I agree. But now, who builds you?
He builds me in the ways where I'm unable to build myself. Yeah.
So you guys have been dating now, friends 5 years, dating 4 years, engaged couple months.
How long has that been?
You can see it for yourself on the V and Low Show YouTube page. If you want to see how it all went down, go to the YouTube, check them out. It's there. But before you go there, come your ass to this YouTube if you own TikTok or Twitter and contribute and comment in the chat. So what has been thus far the biggest challenge that the two of you have faced? Or has there been a challenge yet?
And when it comes to our relationship? Or
life in general. I will say, you know, I'm making no secret. I've dated a Gemini for 10 years. And we really didn't have any challenges until year 8. Like, I could not have answered that question until year 8. It was a smooth, easy road. A dream. It was a dream.
Yeah.
That never became a nightmare. It still stayed a dream.
It's not challenging being with him. We did face a challenge when we came out as engaged with our parents.
Both sets?
Yes.
Both sets of parents?
Just our moms.
But both sets of moms.
Mainly the mothers.
And they are struggling to grapple to.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something to talk about, I guess, as ever you feel comfortable. Mm-hmm. Because I think that viewers and people who are going to find this over the course of time, because it's going to be up forever, I think that I know in the 3 episodes previous, we haven't ever experienced that, and a lot of people do. Mm-hmm. And that's also it's not something I could speak to because that has not been my experiences. Mm-hmm. To talk about family who challenges or pushes back against your choices on how you live your life, because my family would dare not do that. They wouldn't. And so they swallowed, you know, if they agreed or disagreed, they accepted and there was no choice. So I want to know about that. And how does talk about it? Like, tell us whatever you feel comfortable telling.
Well,
even how it makes you feel, how you're dealing with that.
I feel like it was more challenging for me because my mom didn't really make it apparent that she wasn't aligned with us, because Val comes over the house. He's consoled my mother in certain things. She knows him. She knows us. Mm-hmm. So she
know y'all sleep together?
Yeah. She knows that he lives.
That he's your intimate partner, and that's yeah.
But I didn't know that she wasn't aligned with our union.
She's not supportive of same-sex marriage.
Exactly.
And it's a biblical belief.
Mm-hmm. It came oozing out of her, and we messed up because we chose to go over on a Sunday after church to break the news.
It wasn't right after church.
It was literally,
but it was the Lord's day.
Right after, yes.
Yeah, it was the Lord's Day.
Yeah.
And how did that make you feel?
I was caught off guard.
Mm-hmm.
I shut down and I lost a lot of sleep. And really haven't really talked to her for real since then. She got a Happy Mother's Day text, but
Has she reached out to you?
not
once or twice, but not to talk about that.
right. Yeah.
And what is your mother? What was her response?
So of course, briefly going back to his mom, when we told her and her husband, their initial reaction was very much like, oh. And it wasn't like, oh, congratulations. Oh, I'm happy for y'all. So I was like, It was like a slow realization that they were not pleased. And then they were like, well, do you want us to tell you how we feel about it? And we were like, well, sure. And then all of the ugliness came out. But that was an emotional moment for me. I became very emotional in that moment because subsequently I had to start explaining to them all of the reasons why what they were saying was not correct. But I'm using all of this energy and I had not even spoken to my own families yet. And I come from a deeply religious family. And I kind of already anticipated it being an issue for them when that moment did come. So I'm like, I'm using all this energy to talk to his parents, and I haven't even talked to mine. I don't even know what they're going to say. So I decided to send them a text message. My dad was actually immediately supportive as he could be. My mom, on the other hand, decided to call me a couple of days later to express to me that she was disappointed. And but by then I kind of had already processed a lot of my emotions with his mom and her husband. So I was more so just like, okay, like, so what do you want me to do about it? She knows me. She knows that I'm a gay man. I don't know. And she knows Angelo as well. Angelo's been around her. So I don't know where the shock was coming from or the disappointment. I don't know where they thought this was leading, if not to a permanent union.
This is very, what's the right word for me? Like I'm confused. I don't think that's the right word though. Mm-hmm. Hell, I'm trying to understand though. Like you're both your parent. They don't believe in gay marriage. Right. And both, so was that your mother's also? It was like, I don't believe in the concept of gay marriage. Yeah. Do they understand the consequences of you guys not getting married, of what happens to couples that don't commit and that do not do the legal process of being together, and what can happen if something happens to one of you, and how disastrous that is oftentimes.
Yeah. And that was a big motivation.
You both you're building a business together. You're investing in each other. You're investing in a business.
Yes. And
so if you guys do not legally get married and have arrangements made, you're putting all this work at great risk.
Yes. Yeah. And that's a big part of why we decided to make the move to do it. But no, I don't think they think about that at all. And my mom, I think in general, this whole issue has always been rooted in a deep fear of spiritual implications of me being gay and now me being permanently like this, and there being no hope of her having me become delivered and meet some nice lady.
Oh, so now this is the permanency of you are gay. Yeah. You are really gay.
Yeah.
Because now you're marrying a man. It ain't you just checking up with a little boyfriend, playing a game, sword fighting at night. This is the real deal. Y'all ain't just playing around. You really gay.
Yeah.
And she's having to grapple with that. She's having to work through that.
Yes. They want grandkids.
Yeah.
I can't have grandkids.
It's not at the forefront.
I ain't telling nobody had no kids. I'm like, shit, live your life.
It's not at the forefront of my mom's criticism by any means. Yeah. She has other sons that could potentially give her grandchildren. But
you're the only child.
But I think that she has a grandchild. I think that she was just more so trying to use the colloquialism of Adam and Eve versus Adam and Steve.
But why?
to
So they
validate
understand
her
that other
point.
sins exist?
Well, they do not. Under most Christian people's in their mind, no other sins do not. They're not really real sins because they can be fixed or changed. But people who are gay cannot be fixed or changed. They don't know how to fix them. So
Okay.
that's why it's the worst sin.
That's why it's the worst sin.
Mhm.
Everything else you can stop.
Mhm.
You can quit your sinning ways, but that's a sin they don't know how to. That makes sense. I understand that. That is giving me some perspective. It's giving me perspective. And again, I think everyone has a different coming out story
Mhm.
that I think is a part of who they are. You know, me, you know, it wasn't even coming out. Like, it was like, this is what the fuck it is, and you're going to accept this or you will never see me again. And the fear of, you know, because of, again, your mom's a Scorpio, so I think it's the opposite probably for you, right? Probably much worse. Like, as a Scorpio, my mother knew that if she didn't accept this, me, who I am fully, I would never speak to her again. And I would imagine your mom probably has that same capacity to shut people out. And I'm sure for you, you've seen her do that, and that probably really hurts you because you don't want to be shut out.
Yeah.
And that breaks my heart. Like, it really does. You know, I didn't want to bring this into conversation, but I will pray for both of you. And I really believe that God will work on the hearts of your parents in this moment. It just sometimes takes time, and I hope that's what it is.
Yeah. It's actually helped me or made me realize that I needed to cut the ties to my mom in certain ways. You know, at a certain age, you're really a man. You have your own home, you have your own life, you have your own shit. And there's not, excuse me.
No, yeah, you can cuss. We cuss at Down to the Dinner Party. And we also watch Down to the Dinner Party on the YouTube and comment. So watch on the YouTube wherever you are. Come to the channel, This Activist, and participate.
Right. So yeah, it was a big realization for me that I don't need her for real. In the ways that I was
in this moment at this
needing
time.
her to looking for validation.
Yeah.
And
you don't need her validation at this point.
Yeah. I've needed it for the longest.
And one thing I can say about life as being a little bit, not much older, but a little bit older than those of you in the 3 gang, is that this is not just your lesson, it's their lesson too. Mm-hmm. So everyone in your family has a piece of the lesson to learn, and they're all being tested by a higher power, and it's going to be their choice whether or not they pass a test and answer the call and evolve into the next season, to the next glory to glory to glory, or falter in the moment. And, you know, that's just how I think, you know, life works. So it's a constant growth and constant evolution. I mean, your mom's a Scorpio. Scorpio is a sign of transformation. It's her time to possibly grow, evolve, and transform and shift her thinking. And it's going to be a priority of what is more important, accepting my beliefs or accepting my child. And it's a choice that she'll, you know, have to make. And I think hopefully she will meet the moment. She's had a lifetime of meeting moments. She's a lifetime of success, a lifetime of overcoming. And I'm certain that I pray prayerful that she will, you know, overcome this as well. Because again, all these things are all meant to be a part of a divine ordered journey and path for both of you, but also for your mother's the most important person in your lives next to the partner you choose to marry. Mm-hmm. I do believe that. I do believe that. So, you know, let's go to something, you know, shifting the tenor and the tone, but I do believe that's a conversation that we're having that is definitely worth having. What does love look like now compared to what it looked like when you guys first met? Oh, yeah, you can hook it up to write down. What does love look like now?
Love is patient.
Love is patient. Wait, don't get an angle of my stomach all out. Let me go get me some terzipatide shots. Love is patient. What does love look like now?
Okay. Love looks like care, consideration, thoughtfulness, transparency. It looks like honesty, and I would just say caring for one another, caring for someone's emotional state, for their their physical state, just in general, caring for that person.
Who has grown the most in the last 5 years of knowing each other?
I feel like I so much.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've definitely grown together.
Yeah.
Because the version of myself now is a version of myself that is created for him and vice versa. So, because the version of myself now accommodates him and vice versa.
Is it easy for you to be accommodating?
I think so. I think I'm naturally like a nurturing person and a thoughtful person. I think of other people more so than I think of myself at times. In ways I can be very, very much thinking of myself, but I think that's because I spend so much time thinking about others and everything else, and then I need me time. Like I need my own.
You
time.
need you're able to prioritize that when it happens. I think that's a gift. I think it's a gift.
Yeah.
And again, we got friends on the Instagram. You can watch us and join us on the YouTube and give some comments. If you're watching from wherever you're watching, give us a comment in the chat so let us know who you are and where you're from. So you guys started the Velo Show on YouTube. So if you don't follow the Velo Show, you don't follow the Velo Show, you follow the Velo Show. Why? What made you take your relationship public in that way?
It was Val's idea, and I formed it.
It was like Val said we should have a YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he had been watching YouTube couples and people, from Atlanta from afar.
Who was your favorite? Who were you watching that you loved?
Well, a couple here that I watched a lot when I was
in Detroit.
In Detroit was Terrell and Jarius. I liked to watch them.
They're the ones with the little kids?
Yeah.
Okay.
John Tavian and Brandon, I think, were one of the first ones, but that's like a real throwback. They were really young.
They broke up.
They used to like prank each other and stuff. So they were like a younger couple.
I ain't never liked them prank motherfuckers. I've never liked couples that prank. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Grow up. But you were young. I mean, I get it. People love it. People like that. I just don't like that.
Oh, and of course, Juan and G.
Yeah.
They had a channel.
Oh, they had a channel?
Love Works. Yeah.
I didn't know they had a channel. That's great. Is it still up?
No, I don't think so.
They took it down.
They didn't. I think it may still be up.
I want to find it,
but they don't really do it actively anymore. But
I want to see the old one and Jack. I've known them for a long time, so I never watched it. But I wasn't a YouTube watcher back then.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I would love to catch like them whole episodes. That's really good.
Yeah, the version of them now is very different than how they used to be. But they used to make content that was all about like gay Black love in the city of Atlanta.
We need that. That's the whole point. That's what that is needed. That is missing in the sphere of in the Black gay ecosphere. That is missing. There's a lot of shit out there, but that is missing, and I think that is desperately needed. And so you guys have it. You're feeling that need in the moment, and so. What's the best thing about YouTubing together and the worst thing? The best thing about sharing your life and relationship on YouTube and the worst?
The newfound family and community that we've garnered over a short period of time. We have like people that watch us faithfully. And as soon as I post it, you see them commenting. The comments are just, nice to see you. It's a long dissertation depending on what's happening. So like that camaraderie would be the best thing to have come from it. But the worst thing to have come from it is, having to do it consistently. Sometimes you don't want to have the camera in your face, but we like to force it sometimes.
What do you do? What kind of camera do you guys use? You use one of those? You use like the little Osmo thing?
The Osmo.
And is it easy? I just bought one. It came today.
Oh, good.
So is it easy to use? It looks like it's some complicated shit.
No, it's not complicated.
It's just easy to use.
No, it's pretty easy.
Yeah. It looks like some complicated shit. Like I'm like, how's this little thing gonna work? I said, but I'll figure it out. But I went to a conference of content creators, and everybody had one. I'm like, how the fuck y'all got this and I don't have it? I'm getting you one now, and I got it.
Well, it can be awkward sometimes recording in public, and when you have like a big old camera.
But that is just a little bitty thing you carry in your pocket.
It's more discreet,
and it does it long style for YouTube. Yeah. That's what it does. Yeah. And you just
vertical. You can do
either one. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna learn how to do it this weekend. I'm gonna build in some time for it. Who are your content models today? Who are you looking at in terms of like whether they're on YouTube or they're not a couple that's in the mainstream market? Who are your models now in terms of content as you build the VLO show?
The Meet the Maslins have been a really big support system
Mhm.
for us. They're a couple,
Mm-hmm.
and I would say they're the couple that we kind of they're our friends.
Yeah, they do a great job. It's
Yeah,
a great couple.
Yeah, they're good
channel.
friends of ours.
Yeah.
But we love watching the Riss and Quan show. They're actually a heterosexual.
Oh, which one is
couple.
who is it?
Riss and Quan. They're like not a gay couple, but we love their
And they're
content.
good.
Yeah.
I've never seen them. I'll look them up.
They're like those. Their
And they
kids
have babies.
are like our nephews at this point.
We love the kids.
Yeah.
I've never seen them.
And I
I'm
love
gonna check.
De'Ara.
Yeah,
De'Ara as well. She's one of my favorite content
She's the one
creators.
with the glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But gay couples.
what does De'Ara do?
She was a part of a couples channel called
Mm.
the DK4L or Dear and Ken for Life.
I heard of that. I have heard of it, but I don't know them.
She's
I
kinda
heard
like
of it.
the
It was
queen of
something they broke up for some reason or something.
Yeah. I love Queen and Clarence. I don't watch them as much as we watch Riss and Quan, but I like those people's channels. And then but the Maslins, of course, Alex and Ricky, Tracy James. Those are our like content YouTube family. So we all like watch each other's content.
Well, I have a long drive tomorrow, so I'll be checking out some of these channels and see if they good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll report back and tell you like it's good or not to my ass. As someone who doesn't like lots of content, I like their show, so that's why I'm like, let me bring them on. But I'm not someone who loves everybody's content.
Same.
It takes a lot. Like
It's
you have
an
to be really good.
thing. Like,
Yeah.
you might not even like the people that we suggested, but you know, that's.
Well, I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at them and say I don't like them, and we're gonna know. So, what has been your proudest moment as a couple and as business partners
Proudest moment
thus far? Because the proud moments are only gonna keep coming more and more and more.
Well, proudest moment as a couple. I don't know, maybe getting engaged. That was nice.
Yeah, that was a really big moment.
That was a
really
big moment.
Was it a hard decision to get engaged?
I didn't make the decision.
It was easy for you. You knew. You know without a shadow of a doubt, he is the one.
I love that. That's so sweet. And as a channel, I mean, we hit 3K on YouTube. That was a big accomplishment.
It is a big accomplishment.
Yeah. And
18K on
we're almost at 18K on TikTok, which is
we
insane.
are there.
Okay,
Yeah, and when did you guys start?
We started a while ago, but we started taking it seriously about a month ago.
Really, and so you're going fast. So
Yeah.
you just really dug in. So and the Velo show is that's the name of the TikTok, the Velo show.
I think it's V and Low Show.
V and Low Show. So we want to follow on all platforms and all channels. And again, we want you to watch us on the YouTube so you can comment and drop get the comments in. So that is you knew off the bat. See, because I always thought. Let me tell you what I always thought. Geminis, they be real indecisive, but you've always been sure about him. So should I be like concerned? Like, did my Gemini just not love me? Did my Gemini just not love me? I proposed to that motherfucker multiple times, and I was always told no. And I've always said to myself, it's just because the Gemini is so indecisive. But you've always known from the moment you saw this man, you knew, and you went after him, and you fell more and more in love.
I think it's men in general. Men in general know what they want.
Mm-hmm.
They make decisions. They go for what they want. Unfortunately, if they are not making certain moves, it's for a reason. So,
motherfucker just didn't want me no more, and that's okay because you have a right to grow, to evolve, and to advance. You're like seasons,
redirection,
season to season, stage to stage.
Redirection.
So, what do you feel that? What do you feel that you're contributing to the greater good for Black gay men?
Wow.
By doing what you're doing, by publicly sharing your life and sharing your love.
I think representation is key.
Yeah.
You don't always see yourself in media, and I think contrary to what a lot of conservative folks would say, we don't have a lot of representation. That is why when we do have a gay character or a trans character or somebody that's representing a marginalized community, a Black character or a female character, it's exciting and just giving people hope. I think people will look at our content sometimes and they'll be like, oh, I just can't wait for this to be my life, or I can't wait for this to be me.
Yeah. It gives people hope.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I think that, if anything, is how we can contribute. Yeah. By just being ourselves. Yeah.
What is the best thing about your life together that people should say, this is the thing that you want? One thing only. Each person, one thing only.
The best thing about our life?
Yes.
Every day is, you know how I say every day is like different? Every day with us is pretty much the same. It's the same and in a good way. Like we do the same kind of things. We eat some of the same things. We cuddle in the same way. And it's
a good day.
It's just a good. It's
having someone there through the good day to have a good day.
I would definitely say companionship. Just having somewhere in the house, someone that you can hold or be held by or hug. You know, those endorphins and those feelings that come from just being able to be close to somebody and having someone to talk to or share with or confide in. Always just there. I think loneliness is what is the kind of one of the most crippling things about being single, less about not having a sexual partner or not having, the way it looks to be in a couple, but just being alone, just not having somebody. And I never really struggled with that because I either lived with my parents or I lived with a roommate or I lived with him. So it's just nice to have someone there, but we have an increased level of intimacy just because of how close we are and how close we can get.
I agree 100%. I think, that's the concept of the American loneliness crisis, the loneliness epidemic, as they're calling it on social media, is extremely foreign to me. I'm an extreme extrovert, so that shit, I don't understand what the fuck you're talking. I'm not lonely. I'm always gonna be around people. But I also understand it to a certain extent. I think especially in the gay community, because we can't even begin many times growing up to even conceptualize what our lives will be like until we have garnered a level of freedom from our families and from societal norms. We have to work through that shit, and then we have to become economically free so that we're not dependent on other people like family to be able to hinder and stifle our growth and development. So once we get past that, we're able to just start thinking about, what do I want my life to be like? Yeah. Whereas straight people, you go to college, you might meet and fall in love, you're married by 24, 25. It's different for gay men. And as a result, a lot of men do not have models for how to be, how to exist, how to date, how to love. And I think that's why gay YouTube couples are so important, because you're giving to the masses and you're giving to everyone out there that model so they know this is what it could look like. So I agree with you in terms of that being a great contribution and something that matters a great deal. Why are people so lonely? Why is it so hard for some gay men, in your opinions, to find their perfect match? From what you've thought about, from what you've seen, from what you've heard.
I think a lot of people idealize what they think love is going to look like. They think that it's going to look like this and it has to be like this. And if this person has this characteristic or has these needs or has this thing, it's not going to work. And we're hypercritical of people. We don't give people a chance. The men that like you don't like them. You like the other man, and you won't give the man that likes you a chance. And you're single by choice. And there's nothing wrong with being single. But if you want to be in a relationship, you might have to open your mind up a little bit more to maybe some things that you didn't think that you were going to have as a part of your, long-term relationship. But you got to find out, like, what are my priorities? What's the most important thing? And go from there.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like what I'm going to say is controversial.
We need controversy.
I feel like
we need people need to hear it, because I promise you, one thing I have learned about life on the internet is that any controversial opinion you have is shared by so many people out there, and they're just waiting for someone to give voice to that thought.
I think that sometimes gay people idealize heterosexual relationship.
Yeah, they do.
When the gay lifestyle can be different. We don't get pregnant by having sex with each other. We are men that need things, So I'm really speaking on monogamy versus, being in open relationships and that type of stuff.
And so, right,
being open-minded, I feel like there's opportunity there.
There's an opportunity there. Well, I mean, I think women have needs too. I want to say, because I want more women to explore their sexuality and have every need they have met.
Yes.
And every itch you got, baby, scratch that motherfucking itch. I want to live in a world where women are fully empowered. So I believe that the men having needs is normalized across the board, whereas women having needs is suppressed. I want to see all of it being free. But I do agree that it is different. Now, how much different it should be, I think it depends on the couple and what you guys choose and how you choose to work through that. So we support open relationships.
Yes, of course.
What does that mean? I've not had anyone on the show that has talked about that. I wasn't gonna talk about it. I know I saw the episode. I saw the motherfucking episode. I was not going to talk about it. But what does that mean? Like, I mean, you don't talk about it. Don't put the motherfucking shit out there. What does it mean?
There's a range of different types of open relationships.
No, I mean, understand.
So some open people who are open, they have other boyfriends, they have other lives, they live separately, they do a lot of different kind of stuff. But it's just about what you create with your partner, whatever that may be. So, but open would be open to sexual experiences with other people, but not romantic experiences with other people. Not dating other people, but maybe if you need to, have a sexual experience that is in a safe consensual way, whether you're together or whether you're separate or whatever the case may be, that is it's just an option of different ways that a relationship can be. And you may be with someone that you cannot imagine sharing with another person, and that is not a situation in which you should be open. But if you can fathom that and you can stomach it and it's okay with you and you can live with that, then it may be something that you may be interested in looking into.
This is a mess. Someone said, now we're talking. QSW. People do want to talk about it. I know. Let's talk about it.
Mm-hmm. And I think
I struggle to talk about it. This is, that's why I'm saying you motherfuckers know a lot, but you know nothing.
That's why I feel like
it's so hard to talk about these things.
Single because they're not open to having these types of conversations. Because a large majority of gay men want open relationships.
They want the open relationships.
Well, that's the thing. I think part of gay culture is hedonism is, him and him and him and him. You know what I mean? And I want to have this experience. I want to go to a sex party. I want to go to this, that, and the other. I want to have sex, and I have this flavor at home. I have vanilla at home. I might want chocolate one day. One day I might want strawberry, I might want mint chocolate chip one day. I don't know. But that doesn't mean I'm not happy with my vanilla.
Baby, I don't want no mint chocolate chip. Now, I'll take my vanilla chocolate and strawberry, but them chips, I don't want no chips in my mint.
Yeah, but it's like, I love my vanilla. It's my favorite flavor ever. Mm-hmm. It's the most compatible with me. It always tastes good.
Smooth and sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet and smooth.
It's like, well, every now and again, I want something different. And
so let me be a good Oprah and dig deeper because I owe it to my audience. So in your open relationship, the way that you guys have defined it for yourselves, is it defined to where if he wants to sleep with someone, he can sleep with that person and you would be fine with it? What are the rules? I guess that's question number one from Oprah. What are the rules?
The rule to our open relationship is that each of us do not receive.
Get penetrated by other men.
So no one else can penetrate you, but you guys can penetrate anyone you want.
Right.
Within a safe way.
Right.
In a safe way, right? In a safe way within a So it has. When you say safe way, it has. What does that mean to you?
I don't think neither one of us really wanted to go that far.
Yeah.
It could just be like a little hookup.
Because that can get a little nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. With a stranger.
Yeah. It's just it's unpredictable.
I don't understand. Like I gotta be Oprah, and I have to. So what do you mean you can get a little nasty with a stranger?
You're in somebody else's booty hole. Mm-hmm. That's not your
partner.
Right. That's kind of.
Yeah, you don't know what's in there.
And you're saying, and so you're advocating for a condom.
Right.
Okay, that's what you mean by safe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so now okay. Because again, we're living in a time frame when a lot of people are, really, again, 100 days since being single. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people literally were like, well, if you have to use that, we're not doing anything. Mm-hmm. Because they don't want any. They don't. It's like, that's not happening. If you have to use that, it's not happening.
Yeah. No, and I get that. I think.
I mean, you guys not? I mean, I've experienced it. Have you guys not experienced that?
Experienced what?
Where someone's like, we're not having sex if you have to use a condom.
Oh.
They don't want a condom. It has to be no condom.
Men out here don't use condoms.
I use condoms.
They get on PrEP, but I've never had a man approach me with a condom or want to use a condom with me.
Never.
It's usually young guys that do.
And it's probably old men like me who's like, yeah, we're gonna have to use a condom.
Condoms are wonderful. It's an important thing. It's good to have a condom. Use a condom. I should probably get a box, but at the end of the day,
I'll give you one. I have some great high quality.
I need big ones.
They big enough, nigga. So, with that being said, have you had any? So, are you guys willing to have threesomes?
We've had those.
Have they been successful? Have you enjoyed them? Are they like breathing life into the relationship?
I don't know about breathing life, but it was enjoyable. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't something that made us feel weird next morning or anything like that. Mm-hmm.
So what happens to that person the next morning? Like, get out of my house.
They're friends.
They become they're friends, and they do stay overnight. They don't. But is there a friendship afterwards?
Can be, yeah.
Can be,
absolutely.
And so you think that is something that needs to be talked about more, especially in the dating stage of relationships.
This is just us. This is just me and my partner.
If it's right for you, then you just share it with your partner or your potential partner.
Yeah, if it's not for you to share your partner in any way, and that's your boundary, then that's your boundary. I think this works for us because it works for us.
So what happens when, you meet someone and they want this or they want ownership, but that's not what you want, but you really love and care about that person? Is that incompatibility? Should that be a red line?
You have to search your own soul for that.
Would it have been a red line for you if Val would have said, absolutely not, I'm the only person you're going to sleep with for the rest of your life?
No.
You would have been okay with it. Which you've been okay with it. Like, for the rest of your life, this is the only person that you will ever be able to be.
I think the open relationship is because of me in this relationship. And I think he was open to it. And we started out as friends, and he had already introduced me to a culture of Atlanta hedonism before we got into a relationship. So I think that his sexual attraction is streamlined towards me, but I have.
So you enjoy him and being enjoyed and enjoying life. Okay.
Yeah. But
what the fuck is this Atlanta hedonism culture? What the fuck is happening in Atlanta that I may not be privy to? What is happening here?
Lots of fucking going on in Atlanta. Lots of sex. People
deviant parties.
Yeah. I've never gone to a deviant party.
Well, there you go.
Thank you. Yeah.
I don't think I would go. I'm very private.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
Even if you don't even do anything.
We've only been to 2.
We don't have to take our clothes off to have a good time.
You don't.
But no. So people say they're great times. And you dress up, and maybe I would go, but I definitely have to go fully clothed.
Sure. There are people that are
you can dress sexy and be pretty much fully clothed.
No, yeah, we'll figure out a nice outfit. A summer outfit that's like
it's like
that may be skimpy but still very conservative.
It's really just a party with dim lights. You don't have to go into the dark room. You don't have to participate in anything. It's just there and available.
For the deviant, what else do we have besides the deviant?
Houses.
Yeah. We had a bathhouses in Atlanta. In Atlanta.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do we have a black one?
I think Flex is pretty black.
Like everything in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Tokyo, I guess, is more open to everybody, all genders, all everything, and we don't really go there as much.
Okay.
But yeah.
So. Yeah. But no, well, and so and again, I'm waiting for comments, but we didn't get them. So if you're watching again on the TikTok, you're watching on the Instagram, you're watching on the Twitter, come over to the YouTube to ask questions and keep the conversation going. I know you have some questions over there. What they said, what's the highlight? Well, the highlight of what?
I'm not sure what they mean by highlight.
Okay, and I can't even read those questions on there because again, the whole point is for y'all to come over here. So, who said I love you first? We'll shift the tenor and tone from the deviant bathhouses to who said I love you first. You said it first.
I feel like it's possible I could have said it first.
And which one of you takes longer to get ready?
He does.
You take the longest. You can't. Yes. Okay. Who's most dramatic when they're sick?
I feel like we're tied.
Equally dramatic.
Yeah. We take care of each other.
I think I get more sick more often than he does, though.
Yeah.
What's the most ridiculous thing that you've ever argued about?
Ridiculous.
We argue about a lot of stuff. Food. We argue about food all the time.
They argue about food on the show. So they do. They argue about food on the show.
Where we're gonna go, or
they'll make it seem like Angelo is so hard to make the choice about eating food because you guys did eat thumbs up on last episode. You two,
yeah,
but you didn't really want thumbs up. You was like, "I'll go."
Well, I didn't really want it.
No, you don't want it, but you're like, "I'll go."
Yeah.
What? Oh, it was Tendrum. I wanted thumbs up, but we went to Tendrum because he didn't want it.
Okay, I've never eaten Tendrum.
It's good.
Go to Tendrum.
It might be, but it's named Tendrum. I doubt it.
It's good.
I have had thumbs up. Okay, so we talked about food earlier. Who is the better? And again, we had tonight was this is dinner party. We had garlic chicken and some kind of rice. It was my least favorite meal of the dinner party series thus far, and I apologize that you guys had. It wasn't bad, but it was my least favorite. But again, now he can't eat shellfish, which is easy to fix. But this man said, "Oh, I eat everything. It's no problem." Then he came back and said, "No pork, no beef, no motherfucking." I'm like, "Bitch, we gotta eat fucking chicken." Yeah, no dairy. Like, no problem. So
the meal was very much suitable to my diet.
It was, and that's what I want. The point is that the guests enjoyed the dinner party. That's the main thing. But I'm excited about hopefully next week's lasagna. So, but who is the better cook?
Angelo.
And what does Angelo cook for you that you love the most?
The first thing that he made for me that really impressed me was stuffed chicken. And
he made stuffed chicken.
Stuffed chicken. I remember eating that like, whoo, this is a good man. I'm moving in. I live here now.
It was that good.
Yeah, he's good at that. He makes curry chicken, really good curry chicken.
Oh wait, what the hell? How are you gonna make curry chicken?
My stepdad's Jamaican.
Okay, stepdad's Jamaican, and you're Haitian roots for you.
Puerto Rican.
And Puerto Rican. Okay, I didn't know that. So that's where you can make the good curry chicken. I love good homemade curry chicken. My former in-laws are Guyanese, so they made delicious food.
Whenever there's like a sauce or a marinade or something ethnic,
it's hard to
exotic,
make.
It's him.
It's hard to make,
and he just has that intuition and
that gift.
We were doing a segment of our show called Cooking and Conversations.
Oh, bring it back. Yeah, bring it back. Bring it back. Because that leads to product placement. That leads to you getting brand deals. That leads to you writing and doing a cookbook. Because your fans will support it. We want to be there. We want to support. If your partner, Angela, were a cocktail, what cocktail would he be and why? If your partner were a cocktail, what cocktail would he be and why?
He would be some sort of Grand Marnier
Grand Marnier.
cocktail.
I'm gonna say a Hennessy margarita.
And he would be a Hennessy margarita.
I would be a Hennessy margarita.
You could be a French Connection. You know, a French Connection. You know what? A French Connection back in the day, for those who don't know, used to be my favorite drink. When I was 35 years old, that I definitively remember my 35th birthday because my friends threw me a party. I'm a very relationship oriented person. So for the majority of my time in Atlanta, it's been spent in 3 different relationships. And that was right after one relationship had ended. And so my friends were like, we're going to have a birthday party. And everybody gave me the same gift, a bottle of Hennessy, which used to be my favorite drink. But I drank so much of it, now I can't stomach it. But I would always just drink straight up Hennessy on the rocks with a splash of Grand Marnier, and that's called a French Connection. It's a great drink. Oh, it's excellent.
Okay.
We may go back in time after the show and put down the wine glasses and make one for them to have as a nightcap to go on the road. Because I think I have in there Grand Marnier and Hennessy. So what cocktail would Angelo be?
I feel like he might be like an espresso martini.
Oh, an espresso martini. Why?
Because can stay up all night working. Like he can just stay up all night, zoned in on his computer, like
doing what he got to do.
Yeah, like he can just zone into something. And I say espresso because it's like he's that espresso. He's that like stay up energy, streamlined towards his goals, but still fun. Like he's still a fun time. Can still get a little lit and still know.
Who's the bigger content creator among the two of you?
Him.
You're the one doing all the editing and doing all the stuff, and who really enjoys putting it together.
Mm-hmm.
And you like being a talent.
Yeah,
being a talent. So let's see. What's another really good question here? Who starts a playlist on the road trips?
We both do, but he's more of a music connoisseur.
You're the music connoisseur. And who are your favorites? Because you're a singer, so who are your favorites?
Well, as a singer, the first person I think of is Brandy.
Brandy. A lot of singers love Brandy. They do. A lot of the real singers love Brandy.
Yes, Brandy. But I love Sabrina Claudio. I love Alina Baraz. I love Naomi Sharon. I love Victoria Monet. I love lots of powerful. Oh, Beyonce. Oh my God, Beyonce.
I know two of them. So I'm gonna make the list and I'll listen to them tomorrow when I'm on the road.
Yes.
To my nephew's graduation. So that you giving me some YouTube couples and some new artists to dig into and see if I like them. So these are some women that can really sing.
Oh, well, yes. I mean, singers and just people who make really cool vibey music. I like vibey music.
What is the song that to you defines this relationship?
Oh, there's a song by Manny Wells called Sweet and Tender. And that's like one of our songs. And then a song by Xavier Omar that's called So Much More. So those are
they gonna be at the wedding?
Those would be wedding caliber songs for sure.
Have we set a date?
We have.
So what would be for you the song that encapsulates the relationship? The same too. I have never heard of either one of them. And Aaron's like, Alina Baraz. Who is this? Oh, I'm going to listen to her. I'm going to dig into this Alina Baraz and this Omar, Xavier X-Men, whatever he may be, and find out, what they bring to the table. I love good music, so I'm excited. But I also haven't been listening to a lot of music because it's just no time. So I'm actually excited about this long road trip to be able to just catch up on some things like music and some good YouTube shows. Yes. House of Aaron is always and is one. House of Aaron is one of the most handsomest men in the world. This man is exceptionally attractive, sparkling personality, beautiful looks, gorgeous man. And he has an amazing YouTube channel, The House of Aaron, where he talks about reality TV. It's been a great season of his favorite show, The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Although the ratings are very low, maybe the show may get canceled. Maybe pull that shit. But if they pull it, it's not because the show hasn't been good. It actually has been very entertaining. I'm entertained. Have you guys watched it?
We've been watching. Yeah.
Are we liking it?
I think it's different.
That's a no. Oh shit!
But it's entertaining and it's like it's giving us lots to talk about and trending. But it's very much a different kind of tone than the rest of the seasons. So
Yeah.
Favorite housewife, least favorite housewife of this current season.
You know what, guys?
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
He's a Brit fan.
I'm a Libra, so I love Brit.
Yeah, and Brit is a very Libra.
She's a Libra. Everyone hates Brit.
I don't hate Brit.
A lot of people hate Brit.
Brit is great for the show.
They hate her voice. They hate her ways.
I like her voice.
But I think she's very beautiful. And
she needs to control her temper.
Yeah. She's Nicki coded. She must be Nicki.
She has a lot of temper. There's a lot of weird, angry outbursts. But other than that, I think she's this cast is a great cast and must stay together. There's only one person on the show who shouldn't be on the show.
Yeah.
And that's Drew Sidor. Drew Sidor doesn't fit the show. Not saying Drew Sidor doesn't belong on something, but she just doesn't fit this particular cast. The rest of the cast is fine. Yeah. What about your favorite and least? Oh, that was your favorite.
Yeah.
Who's your least favorite?
I would say what you said.
Hey, Drew Sidor.
I would agree, but I really don't like the way that Portia is behaving in this season either. And if Kenya was still on, it would be a Kenya issue as well.
Yeah, it would be Kenya and Portia versus the team.
Yeah, I didn't like the way that Kenya handled herself, which is upsetting because they're the OGs. But yeah, probably one of those three.
Your favorite?
I agree with you with Drew though.
I'm liking the lady with the African husband,
Shamia.
Oh, Shamia, yeah, everyone, yeah.
Her life is just a flex.
Yes.
Yeah, it's cute. Least favorite.
I was about to say Quad. I'm married to that.
Just like a Gemini, baby. Just like a Gemini. I be getting the shit confused when they watch. They just be sitting there watching and move that little thing. So because before TikTok play the game, TikTok, you always playing fucking games. I hate you so much, TikTok. But I love the people. I love the people watching. But it's the platform. You TikTok platform. Stop playing games. You know damn well ain't nobody just faking bots and shit. So here's a pushback. I actually love Portia for what she's doing on the show. Because Portia is the villain that has to be put in place. And they probably planned this out by production and been like, bitch, you finna be the villain. You and Shamia, you're finna fall out. It's gonna create a lot of controversy. It's gonna catapult Shamia to being a real powerful force in the Bravo universe. And this is how we have to do it. And she's like, because Portia's always been this one character. Let's have you come back and be the villain now. Especially when Kenya left. Someone had to be that villain. Yeah. And I don't think they thought Britt Eady would be the villain. I think they thought the world would sympathize with Britt Eady and be like, oh, we feel so bad for Britt Eady because big dicks were exposed in her mouth. But the reality is we hate her. Many people do hate her. I don't hate her, but many people do. And Portia seems like overkill. So I think that was the plan. But I do see kind of like someone has to step up. And I feel like Portia pretty much is seeing the production and Bravo saw her as a driving force of the show.
And don't get me wrong, I love Portia Williams. I love Kenya Moore. I think they're
Has Portia not been who she always has been? Is she really acting different?
No.
Or are we just seeing it different because there's no one else to take away from it? In the other seasons, you had other characters who was doing shit, where some of the shit that Portia was doing and saying, it wasn't as blatantly obvious.
Yeah. I think that Portia has her own personality. I feel like she's a little feral right now because she's kind of backed into a corner because she can't film in her house. She doesn't have a marriage right now. There's lots of things that she doesn't have, and she's behaving in a way that isn't in her fullness. And I think that's what's not like making me not like her.
Making her be unlikable.
Okay. Not necessarily not liking her in general, but I just don't like even the way that
people hate her. Like she's getting her ass handed to her on social media.
With Shamia, that's one of your long-standing friends, and I just don't think she's being.
I just can't believe that that's real.
Well,
I but it could be.
But
me
it's
too.
long term. It's like it's.
No, I think the friendship is real. I'm saying I can't believe that what I want to believe is that they're arguing. I want to believe that Portia's mistreatment of Shamia is being manufactured by the show. That's what I want to believe. I just can't believe Portia will act like that.
Because of her not coming to the wedding and her with the song and her with, just like a lot of different stuff.
Where Shamia has always been there for her, but she hasn't been there for Shamia.
Yeah, it's
I know.
Kind of well documented. There's montages on TikTok and stuff. If you want to
I've seen it. I feel bad. Portia, you might be on your way out, girl. I hate to tell you, but it's good. I mean, I know you're right. I think that's a good point. I mean, I can't lie.
It's unfortunate. I mean, jealousy is a real thing. And sometimes I think, Shamia, She has a lot of the things that Portia would have liked for her life to be like. When Portia came on, she was a Stepford wife. She was like perfect wife. And I think she wanted to maintain that image. And I love, freaking frack Portia. I love like free Portia, twerking Portia. I think that's fantastic and super fun. But I think she wanted a more traditional life, or to
by the nature of who she is.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have it. And she may not be getting it. And she may be realizing now you're not going to get it.
Right. And it's traumatic going through multiple divorces and all these failed relationships and stuff over time, and having to always put on a brave face. So I think that she's struggling.
That's a great insight. And many people do associate their worth to their relationship. That's a part of how it goes.
Yeah.
Who's most likely to cry? Who's more likely to cry during a sad movie?
I'm a crybaby.
Last movie or TV show that made you cry? Ooh. Or TikTok? Because some folks look at TikToks and cry.
There's TikToks that make me cry all the time. So I cry over random stuff. There can be like people dying in the streets and I won't cry. But I saw this drag performance of Abracadabra. I started crying. It was because of the passion. Like, they put so much work into it, the costumes, the choreography, and it was just this group of people in the artistic expression of that song and the way that they embodied it and the way that what Lady Gaga did for them made them feel so empowered. And it's like stuff like that makes me emotional. Or watching someone accept an award will make me emotional. Random stuff like that makes me cry.
Children make me cry.
Yeah.
What if like children having challenges, issues, happiness?
Children being children. I love children.
And you want children? You want kids?
I would love to have a child, but the bank accounts need to have a bunch of zeros.
And that's what I say.
Because we need to hire a nanny.
No, I don't want a one now because I need I have more than enough children in the world. I have plenty of nieces and nephews. I have 2 godchildren.
Well, children are expensive.
They are. Ooh.
For a gay couple, we have to pay for the thing before it even gets here.
Right.
So you're $30K deep, and the child just got here. You ain't even bought a bassinet or a stroller or anything.
Yeah, any of those things.
You already spent $30,000 just to get it here. You got to coordinate with the surrogate. It's just a lot. Or go through the adoption process, which is a year long, and they're going through and digging through every area of their life. So it's a lot.
It's a process.
Out here. Only then to have a child. And to have to take care of the child and make sure the child has arrangements and everything that it needs forever.
All the thing. So, which one of you speaking of reality TV, which one of you are most likely to be on a reality show? Who would be cast first?
I'm more of a reality TV show person, but Angelo has been actually reached out to for his real estate.
Oh, for which show? Or you can't say. Can you say?
It's just like it's a network, HGTV.
Oh, so are you gonna do it?
Well, they want me to, if there's a client that wants to be on the show with me, to make sure that I let them know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You should. That'll be great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which one of you more likely to? Who's most likely to survive?
Actually, we should make you buy a house so that you can go on.
Yeah, we can get an investment property. This might be a good year for it, but because of Donald J. Trump and his plans for the blacks, I am saving and hoarding every red cent of my money. So if you see a great foreclosure out there and put in motherfuckers and broke them walls and bust out the doors, and it's gonna cost about $10,000 to fix it, let's buy. Sign that dotted line, good, cheap, $200,000 house where I'm gonna walk away with $400,000 in profit. I'm ready to buy. Let's put some cash down. So here's my question. So who's most likely to be successful in a reality TV competition show?
Competition show?
Whether it's Survivor or Big Brother, who has what, or Traders, who has what it takes to be on reality TV? You could do that.
We don't do outdoors and none of that. We don't do none of that.
I think his brain would work really well.
It's fast, and you could kill it.
Yeah.
Now, who is most likely to survive the zombie apocalypse?
Him as well.
Yeah, because he's fast. That's the benefit of having 2 brains, Gemini. Who's most likely to ask for the manager?
Me. 100%.
When is the last time you asked for the manager, and why, Val?
Oh my gosh. I feel like I always have to ask for the manager. Like when I've walked into places before and been like, mm-mm. I'm just learning how to like sense it.
I walk my ass in and I walk the fuck right out. I walk in and walk right out.
Yeah. So I'm the Karen between the two of us. I will escalate it. I will write a letter. I will call the manager.
Who's first to say I'm sorry?
I think me. What do you think? You disagree?
I think we're the same. I think we take a little bit of time.
Okay.
I give him time because he needs time. I don't need as much time. But he needs time to get back around to that. That's why I said me.
Well, who is more likely to post a thirst trap?
Me.
And who's most likely to hold a grudge?
Probably me.
Do you hold grudges against me? I don't think you hold many grudges against me.
I'm more likely to. Don't think so?
Yeah. I mean, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah.
So the last question is, what is the one? There's a final question. This isn't the final question, but this is the final question before we go into the gifts that we have for tonight's guest. This question is, what is one phrase that summarizes your love story? The one phrase that summarizes your love story.
Phrase.
It could be a sentence, or it could be one word.
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna motherfucking Matata. What does that mean? No worries for the rest of your days. Here's a weird Zachary Kirk point of fact. I didn't like The Lion King.
Original Lion King? That was like half of my childhood. That's all
I know.
watched.
I know. Judge me, and that's fine.
OMG.
You can judge people. You can judge me. You really can.
It's not judgment, but I'm curious as to why.
Because I was
not
like,
be a 90s baby.
I watched it in the 90s. Yeah,
But were you like?
I was like, it's just too much hoopla over this fucking movie. I was like, it's good, but it's not that good. It wasn't.
But if you,
I identified a lot. I hate to say, I identified a lot more with Little Mermaid, which came out right before The Lion King.
You know what? I heard from my older cousins that I was running around with a rag on my head, thinking I was Ariel.
Yeah, I identified with
and
that.
My parents burned up that
the rag,
that VHS. They would not allow me to watch Little Mermaid and many like female princess Disney movies. They got rid of all of those, so I only got to watch Lion King, Aladdin, other things like that. I
identify with Ariel not belonging in a space, you know, and it just resonated with me as a child. Like I knew that I was not going to belong, and I resonated. The Lion King had different themes, but those themes didn't really I didn't get it. It didn't resonate with me. And it was silliness, you know, farting warthogs and eating worms. But again,
that's so serious as a
kid. I was serious as a kid. I know.
OMG.
I know, right? So
it's just a movie.
It was, but that's how I evaluated.
You were too young to be that critical.
I was absolutely that critical as a child. I was a thinking kid. And hence my ass was a fucking under the sea motherfucker. Because who could relate to this weird ass kid? It was hard, and that's why I also look at. I know that my life was a part of my mother's lessons and journeys because we really were in life soulmates. Like I understand your part. Okay, it's coming, but you should have got on my Wi-Fi.
Probably.
You could have got on Wi-Fi, but I know that I helped her grow and evolve, and of course, your mother helps you grow and evolve. But it was hard for her to have a child. I was a tough child for her to have. We're very, my mom wanted. This is no knock against my mom. It's gonna sound horrible. My mom wanted, I think, a very popular average kid. And I was a very different gifted kid, and that was really hard for her to have. But it worked out in the end because it was what was meant to be. Go to the Wi-Fi, and we can add to the Wi-Fi while we get ready to give out these gifts. Now, we got lots of gifts. This is from. I can't wait to even see what's in it now because now I know about the brand. Okay, So let's talk about the brand first.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have.
Tell us about. So I have a gift tonight. These are the first guests to ever bring me shit. What's that? Oh, it's you was your Wi-Fi. Go to your Wi-Fi. Oh, okay. It's never post. But if you go to Wi-Fi, maybe then we'll post.
It's okay.
Okay. So it's the 100 brand. Tell us about the brand. Yeah. Tell us how we can find out what we can buy. Tell us all about this brand, the 100 brand.
Yeah. So I have a line of all natural essential oil-based products. And they come in the form of a mist, a roll-on, and what I call a souffle, which is like a body butter. But I was just really seeking out like clean products that didn't have a bunch of ingredients, that didn't have a bunch of additives, fragrances, anything like harmful or in it like that, and something that just was compatible with the human body and would just smell good and make you feel good. And it's therapeutic. So
I like shit like that. Mm-hmm. I like oils and shit. So what is the value? Tell people, because people don't know about essential oils. Tell us why do we care about essential oils?
Well, essential oils have like multiple like healing different type of properties. So,
your ass got a headache.
Yeah.
Smell some shit.
Yeah. It's like natural antidepressant, natural, antispasmodic. There's just like lots of different things that it will do for you, for your body, or for your mentality, your mindset. Just help you relax. I think a lot of us struggle with relaxing or detaching.
Calm down with some lavender hoe.
Yes. So that is what I brought to you.
Oh, it's Libras be knowing energy, and so you got to calm down. I do. I work hard. So this is let's open up. I do love lavender. Oh wait, let's talk about it.
So that is the original or the OG.
I love an OG.
And there's a card in there.
Oh, get my card out. The 100 brand. So it's branded well. Let me tell you what it says, people. It says the original OG baby is pepper. I love peppermint as a fragrance. Peppermint, tea tree. So this is all the soothers. Mm-hmm. You got peppermint, lavender, and eucalyptus as well as tea tree. Mm-hmm. Spa in a bottle clears nasal, and I have allergies. I have sinus problems. It clears nasal passageways and provides relief from congestion. Breathe easier. So what should I spray it on me and see? Shake it. Oh, we shake it.
Because you see the separation.
Yeah. So up there. But this shit is strong. It's the power here. It's strong. So I'm gonna shake my oil, and it comes with a nice instruction card. Oh, it's very classy.
Yeah. So that has
the original OG, right on time. Oh yeah, and you have different essential oils that you recommend for different seasons of the year.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Oh, I need to get this bergamot. I love bergamot. That's also one of my favorite. And so the roll-on is like a deodorant.
No, it's just like.
And I spray it on me.
You can spray it on your wrist if you like.
Or we can spray it up. Like a room spray?
It's not a room spray.
Okay. Oh.
So spray it on yourself for sure.
Oh, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's really good. This is really good.
Yeah. Before bed, you'll be knocked out.
It kind of could be a room spray. I'm gonna use it kind of as a nice, soothing, calming room spray. And I'm gonna tell y'all afterwards exactly what it takes me to, because fragrances have memories, and I'll tell you the moment. I will not be saying it online. Mm-hmm. It's not for you, not this. Mm-hmm. And so the roll-on is it's like a nice to roll onto your body.
Oil. That's a witch hazel base. So witch hazel is usually used as a toner. So you can use that on your face and things like that. Now, avoid your eyes. That one has peppermint on it, so keep that in mind.
And it will burn your eyes. Peppermint is very potent for that. So I love it.
Like the Dr. Bronner's peppermint soap.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
One is strong for some people.
I love it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So,
I use I use that after like a long day, and it just goes in. It tingles the skin. I feel like, it's cleaning my body.
If you spray that in your shirt,
it'll also do the same.
Spray it in there.
Spray it in the shirt. Let's see.
And then you stick your nose in there.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Oh, it's opening up your sinuses and.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, this is some good shit. So how can people buy this?
Well, you can go to Shop 100 Brand on Instagram.
Shop 100 Brand on
The
Instagram.
link is in the bio.
I love this. I really need to make a like little bitty shop page of all the recommendations from the guests and people. I love that. That's really good. And it's still there.
Yeah.
So I don't, first off, they're gay. They're gay icons and gay couples. We have some gay candy, sour bell. So we eat candy.
I love candy.
So
You
this
won't
is
let me eat it, bro.
you can have it. This is the one that we have to let him eat. Yeah, have to have it. And also, this man has a birthday coming up. Gemini season's right around the corner. And so I have another Gemini's about share for him. We have some birthday cake from Williams Sonoma chocolate box. Now, I fell in love with the chocolate box at Williams Sonoma during Christmas because there was a girl on TikTok talking about how great the chocolate bar was for Christmas. So I actually get every season. So they had a chocolate bar for Christmas, one for Valentine's, one for Easter, and this is the one for the summer.
Wow.
So it just so happens Gemini season. Now, I see them eating out all the damn time. But I'm like, they need to learn how to cook at home. So I assume y'all didn't cook. But now we know that they do cook, but you need to cook more. So you need to take this Cooking for Two, the complete cookbook. So and here's the thing. One thing,
me too. Just go ahead.
I know you're gonna cook. You're gonna do the cooking right. I know. But being fair, here's the reality. One thing I've learned is that when I cook way too much food because I'm used to cooking for like lots of people. So I'm like, this will be a great book because I just know how to cook smaller meals for like smaller portions. So I went through and I was like, this is probably the right cookbook. But this is to me the big main gift. Balmori is so this is one of my frat brothers brought this to my attention. And he sent me a Balmori candle. He said, I really want to, give you this. You're working so hard. You're doing so many things in the community. I want you to have one of our candles. So he and his partner own this company. And I'm like, okay, here's my address. Send me the candle. What's unfortunate about me is that I get stuff order stuff from Amazon all the time. And the boxes will pile up. But if people are coming to my house, I take all the boxes and I put them in the basement to get them out of the way. Uh-huh. So this Balmori candle sat there in the basement for months, probably for a lot of months. And so I finally started to clear out the boxes, and then I opened my Balmori candle. Let me go and get my candle. So you guys can smell the candle and see what you think. Because that's what you think is your candle. Okay. But I want this to be fine.
This is so sweet.
And burn the candle on a romantic night.
Okay.
So when I have my 101 date or 273rd to hook up,
okay,
we decide something special. So this is the candle. This Balmori candle is very elegant. Mm-hmm. I was like, this is some shit. This is really nice. Yes. And the candle came sealed at the top. So I had to unseal it, and I opened it up, and I smelled it.
What is the profile?
So what do you get? What are the notes? What do you sense?
Let me smell it again.
I know, right? I know, right? First off, one word to describe this candle.
I think it's spicy.
You smell some spice?
Yeah. I don't know, like honey or caramel.
You smell honey. You smell notes of caramel.
It's nostalgic.
Bitch, I smell fucking money. When I smell this candle, I smell rich. I smell luxury. I smell a motherfucking billionaire. This is something that Elon Musk wants to shove up his fucking ass. That's what the fuck I smell when I smell this. When I tell you I love this smell, this smells like Neiman Marcus after a long day, and I've been tired as fuck. I'm gonna sit my ass at Neiman Marcus bar, order me one of them little damn sandwiches, and buy a new pair of shoes. That's what I just fell in love with it. But is it as great as I think? Smell it again.
Yeah.
I will not tell you here how much the candle retails for, but I fell in love and I had to get you this candle. I'll tell you guys afterwards, but I had to give you guys one of these candles. Yeah. So I met my frat brother and his partner for what should have been a nice lunch meeting, but I had an emergency at work. So I actually ran down, picked up this ordered my food and rushed back for an urgent meeting. But I think you're going to love it. I'm saving mine for a special night. I think you guys should save it for a special night.
What's the name of the couple again?
Tim and his husband.
Oh, okay.
Balmori is the brand.
But it's Balmori is the brand. I'm having, so I told, because it's Tim's partner who actually owns the company. They work on it together. And so I told him, I said, well, how does this work? And how do you get the word out? Because I'm like, this is amazing. And I think, part of it was sending my ass a candle to get the word out. And here my ass been sitting on this fucking candle. I feel so bad. I feel very guilty. For 8 months, I've had this candle and didn't do anything with it. And I'm like, if I had this should have been Christmas gifts. This should have been birthday gifts. This is a great gift. I love this. I genuinely love this. So I told him, let's have a candle event, because he also explained to me about like wicks and how to treat your candle, how to save your candle, preserve your candle. I didn't know you should the max burning time for a candle should be 4 hours at a time. Then you stop burning your candle. It's a slow burn. This is a slow burning soy candle. And then you should have like a little wick thing. Cut the wick, start fresh. Don't have sit in your candle. All that shit. I don't know that shit. So he is going to have a candle event. So we're going to decide we're going to have it like an event, or I'm going to have it at my house, because I rarely have things at the house with large groups of people. But I'm thinking I might do it at my house and let him bring out whatever stuff they have that whatever they retail on their like website. So you order on their website, Balmori. I think the website is balmori.com, but I'm like, just show me what you got in stock. And that's what we have. So I will be inviting to the candle party, wherever it's going to be. And I really would like to have the candle party like in June, just because it's Gay Pride Month and it's Juneteenth. So I want to have like it around that time, because I'm thinking, what am I going to do for Juneteenth? I thought about having like an event and shit. You can come and sing if I have like an event, but we're going to have something. So that's a big gift.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so I want to ask the last question. Before I ask the last question, you guys have any questions for me? I asked a lot of questions. What are some questions that you think the people in this world need to know?
For you.
Right. What are some things that people need to know about me that they don't know? Or that you want to know?
What made you want to step into this space of creating content, platforming different things, and how does it make you feel to do it?
So I started making content because of the disinformation that's out there. I was an educator for 17 years, and in 2019, I left education in the public sector to go into the for-profit sector, different from nonprofit to for-profit. So now I'm in a different position where I'm working for a company and I do educational tech sales, but it's still very much where my educational background comes into play, because I'm still partnering with school systems to talk about what resources align to their goals and their needs. But with that, I'm not working and using my brain in the same way to actually be of service to people, to educate. So for me, content creation, the type of content I create, is a way of educating people, especially in the battle against disinformation that we're losing every single day. People are being overwhelmed and overrun with lies from the media. Even the mainstream media is a part of it sometimes, to give a narrative that really can hurt marginalized communities. We have seen for the last 3 years, the whole entire country focus on trans people in sports, when less than 1% of people in this world are trans, period, let alone the number of trans people who actually play sports or want to be involved in sports. And so I feel as though the least thing that I could do is create a platform that educates people in that way. So that's my motivation. Now, the motivation for the cookout, for the Down to Dinner party, is to really highlight different gay Black voices and elements of our community that are not being seen and portrayed by mainstream media. So a lot of the most popular people in the gay world are out here doing sometimes pranks, sometimes stunts, sometimes silly things, talking about all kind of shit, but not the real conversations that I think we should sometimes be talking about. Like, what does it take to make a relationship work? How are you guys navigating the challenges of the family issues that you're currently dealing with? How are you dealing with deciding how to be open and free and open-minded in 2025? The things we talked about tonight are things that I think young Black gay men need to one day find on the internet. And that's what's motivating me to be here.
Love that. Wow.
So hopefully people will see this shit and we'll use it. The final question is, what's one piece of advice that you want to share with our audience in conclusion? A final word they can take with them wherever they go.
Never stop dreaming.
Never stop dreaming.
Dream again.
Dream again. If you have stopped, bitch, dream again.
Yeah.
Sit your ass down and re-envision what it could be.
Yeah.
And you can fucking do it. Well, how can they do it?
Well, I feel like I'm living a dream, like living my dreams out. And you just get back to that childlike place.
Don't leave it. Don't let it leave you.
Don't let it leave you. I'm really more so saying don't forget about the child in you. You know, because you're going to be an adult. You're going to have adult things come up. You're going to be an adult. You are an adult. But once in a while, you know, take some time and dream.
And dream.
Yeah.
So you can dream up.
And I'm going to also say something cliche. And
you think cliche?
I will say be yourself.
Be yourself.
I think the world is needing authenticity right now. A lot of people want real personalities. They want real people. They want real talk. They want real experiences. That's why it's like, if we are going through something, I want us to talk about it, you know, on our platform. So
on the V and Low show, on our platforms we follow.
Yeah. So I don't think that you should shy away from the truth about who you are in any way. I think you need to find a way to be that and find your community, even if it's people on the internet, across the world. There are people out there that think like you, that look up to you, that will be able to benefit from the things that you have to say. So don't be afraid to put your true self out there to find your real tribe.
To find your real tribe, to find the place where you belong. And you won't find your real tribe if you're not real.
Yeah.
And how you present and what you present to the world. I want to say thank you to both of these men and thank you guys for joining us. And I can't wait to see you again next week down to the dinner party.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a wrap. That I think we look at end stream. It's wrapping.